G'day, Seaton here from Athletes Authority. I'm just sitting down with Luke Savage, who's just spent about 13 to 14 weeks with us, just trying to help him improve his shoulder range, shoulder health to get him back into overhead sports. Start off with Luke. Thanks very much for coming in and spending some time late on a Tuesday.
It's a pleasure to be here, mate, always.
In terms of, I suppose we'll start right at the beginning. What made you come and join AA?
I think for me, well, obviously the shoulder being a huge issue. Basically, I'd probably say about 10 months ago, I had a couple of issues with my shoulder. I was obviously doing a lot of sports. One of them in particular was CrossFit. And also then I kind of added on to that, and I was doing surfing on the weekends, and I was at work, and it was also a lot of heavy like manual lifting and all that kind of stuff as well. And I guess it all kind of just came tumbling down when I had a shoulder impingement issue, and I needed to go see a physiotherapist, a sports physio. And I think at that point, I kind of realised after I'd seen the sports physio, I tried to do stuff on my own, and it just wasn't working out. So then I decided, well, maybe I think it's going to be a good idea to actually kind of dig a little deeper and find a facility, find a proper coach, someone that can really take care of me and be able to assist me with what I need. So
How'd you find us?
I just went onto the internet. I was just doing a bit of digging around. I also saw you guys on social media as well, on Instagram. I know you guys are pretty big on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I spent a lot of time on social media and all that. So
Smokers.
yeah, yeah, on Smoko. So so that's how I came across you. I think just your social media output at that time was, well, I guess all the time's pretty consistent. So I was able to find you quite easy. And I guess there was a couple of other athletes and stuff that were, I've seen reviews and stuff online, like really good reviews about this facility, about the coaches, about the programming, about the training. So I guess for me, I was just, I just wanted to kind of just, take a leap of faith, and yeah, that's how I've come to be here.
How did you find first a comparison between the CrossFit, and then how did you feel coming into it? Were you overwhelmed? Were you?
I think it was
in terms of just.
Oh, of course. Point? I think it's been a fantastic experience being here. Obviously, though, it was quite a big stepping stone. Coming from a CrossFit platform into this sort of style of training. I guess with CrossFit, the thing is where they'll have set programming, and there could be you might be doing a quite a large session with other people there training, and so I wouldn't say that there's always going to be a coach consistently monitoring you 24/7, and I felt like being able to have a coach like yourself monitoring me through all my ADP sessions, a couple of times per week. Also, that on top of the all the tailored structured programming that you offer as well, has also been quite a large stepping stone, because I'm doing a lot of exercises that I wouldn't usually encounter, and because it's all personalized, I think that my performance outcomes have been so much greater, and I've been able to my movement patterns. I've been able to understand my body, how it moves, in correct ways to move, and how to perform exercises correctly. So I think coming from the CrossFit platform or formatting, whatever you'd like to call it. I think it's just not as, it's sort of targeted around not just one person, but it might be 5 people, 10 people. So that's the big difference there. And a lot of those coaches, I wouldn't say, I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus, but to be completely honest, from my experience, I think that a lot of those coaches don't quite have what it takes to be able to maybe coach some of those movements, like at a professional level, like yourself. So that's one thing that, you know, I've really noticed, like when I've come here. So yeah.
Cool. On the second part of the question.
Yep.
In terms of coming in, how was it being welcomed? Was it daunting for you being around people who, like, you probably hadn't been around before, right? So we've got trackies, we've got rugby league athletes.
That's right. Yeah.
You encountered them at CrossFit, but it was a kind of like where you look. Like, tell me about the experience of that.
Yeah, I think being around all those different athletes, you can actually learn. You get to learn a lot about their sports, and I guess, you know, you might ask a couple of questions like, oh, what kind of programming are you doing? Like, maybe they might be doing similar programming to what I'm doing, and then, I mean, it's always interesting to be in an environment where you've got other athletes, because I guess everyone's just really passionate about wanting to perform at their best, and obviously it's the sport that they love and that they enjoy. So being welcomed here, being a part of Athletes Authority, you know, with the athlete development programs, and obviously, yeah, you being my coach and all the other coaches, I think that everyone's really, not just the coaches, but the athletes as well. Everyone's being able to help assist me through the entire process. And obviously, like, you know, that being said, I've been able to form like heaps of really like great friendships with people as well. And I think that's a really important thing to have as well. You know, being able to not just, you know, you go to training and you put in a really hard effort, but it's also fun to be able to kind of joke around and, you know, have a bit of fun as well. I think those are two very important things that, you know, need to take place. But yeah, other than that, like, I think, yeah, the whole just being here, yeah, everyone's just been so like very welcoming, and you know, yeah, I've always had the assistance that I've needed, and it's been fantastic.
Awesome. Cool. So, in terms of coming here, what type of goals had you set, and what type of outcomes did you want to have after being with us?
The biggest goal for me being able to come here was just to improve restore my shoulder health. Obviously, after the shoulder impingement, I wasn't able to do a lot of things, specifically like, you know, being able to lift like overhead, being able to do Olympic weightlifting. So yeah, not being able to do all of those things, it kind of, I felt I was quite upset about it, but I knew that there was some way around it. And so, you know, obviously I set myself another challenge, or another goal, was to set out to find someone who could help me with this. And that's when I stumbled across yous.
So at the start of the 12 weeks, you mentioned to me that obviously your ultimate goal was to get back to competing at CrossFit.
That's right, yeah.
Now, 13 weeks after you started with us, we're saying bon voyage. Hopefully not for a long time, but you know, I don't really want to see you back here unless we have to fix you back up again. But tell me about like the process of that now. How's that gone, and where are you looking forward from here?
So obviously now I've had to set out, and I've had to find another CrossFit facility to train at, and, you know, I definitely think it's going to give me that edge over a lot of the other athletes, because a lot of the things that I learnt here is not something that you would find anywhere else. And so I'm very confident that I'm able to, you know, move back into that CrossFit formatting and be able to do all of these things.